Welcome to Believe You Are a Good Mom with Emily Wardrop. That's me, Emily Wardrop, your host. I'm Emily Wardrop from Drop the War Life Coaching, where we drop power struggle wars with our littles to create more peace in our parenting. Okay, so let me remind you, if you're listening to a podcast like this that has no cute intro music, has no cute intro, has no cute outro, then you can see the video on Spotify. Okay. So the reason it doesn't have an intro and outro is because I uploaded a video and the intro and outro are just audio files. And so if it's an awkward beginning and an awkward end, then know that you can come see the video instead on Spotify. Okay. And because there's video podcasts, I just think that's so fun that I like to do it. Most of my solo episodes, like this one, if you're wondering where my guest is, there isn't one today. It's just me. So usually when it's just me, I do it just an audio file because I do like to have some with the intro and outro. But if I'm going to have any makeup on, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to hit record with the video. So, come on down to Spotify and see my cute little Christmas background and my little Christmas nails that are only look cute for one day until you take a shower and then they get messed up. And that's why they invented gel polish and acrylics and all the things. But my little annual holly, let me show you again. See my holly? That's what I do. That is my thing. I was going to do silver in the background this year and I forgot and did gold again. It's not too late. They're halfway off anyway. I can wipe them off and start again. And there's still plenty of days till Christmas. Okay, let's get focused here. What are we talking about today? Band-Aids and ribbon bows. What does that mean? I don't know. Do you know? Were you interested enough about Band-Aids and ribbon bows that you hit play? Let's talk about what it means. Okay. I am a life coach, right? From the life coach school. If you know anything about life coaches from the life coach school, then you know what the model is. And I love the model. Okay. We use the model all the time. So the model is circumstance, thought, feeling, action, result. Okay. CTFAR. If you don't like how you're feeling, and you know that your feelings come from your thoughts, then you're going to want a different thought. And these are what I call Band-Aid thoughts. Okay. We're talking about Band-Aids because Band-Aids were invented for a reason. And I like to give Band-Aid thoughts a bad rap. But today we're going to talk about how it's okay to put on a Band-Aid. I literally just put on a Band-Aid on my kid and it popped this whole podcast idea into my head. So she said, no, I said to her, is that what makes it feel better? Because she was like, my finger still hurts. I'm like, okay, let me look at it. Let me see how I can help. And I looked closer and it didn't look like there was a splinter in there. There was like a little piece of skin hanging off. And she's like, I need a tool. That's what we call like nail tools for like cutting your nails. If you have a nail that's hanging half off and like dug into the nail bed and they need a tool to get it off, they can't like rip it off themselves. They always say, Mom, I need a tool. And so she thought she needed a tool for this little piece of skin that was hanging off of her finger. And I just ripped it off. I was like, can I use my nails as a tool? Just took it off because she wanted it off. I'm like, yesterday I didn't rip it off when she said her finger hurt. I just put a Band-Aid on it. Today I ripped off the skin that was just like dangling there. And then she wasn't satisfied with that. And I said, do you want a Band-Aid? Is that what makes it feel better? She's like, yeah, I need a Band-Aid. So is that what makes it feel better? A Band-Aid thought. Feel better. Our feelings, right? And so we want to feel better because we think that there are negative emotions and positive emotions, and the negative emotions don't feel good, and we want to feel better. So the way to feel better is to change our thought. So we put on a Band-Aid thought and we feel better. So is there anything wrong with this? No. Okay. Band-Aid thoughts are great. I love them. I use them all the time. I used them this morning. And that brings us to ribbon bows because it just sounded better with Band-Aids and ribbon bows. Really, I mean bows, right? But it's Christmas and we're into ribbons and bows, right? So what a ribbon bow is this. I'll tell you the whole story. I'll let you in on a little self-coaching this morning. So we do this thing called inherent tuning with Tyson Bradley every morning at 6 a.m. Does that sound crazy? I thought that sounded crazy. We're talking every morning. We're not even talking 5 days a week. We're talking every morning. So it's a group of us crazy coaches that get together at 6 a.m. And some of them aren't as crazy because they don't live in the same time zone as us. So it's not as crazy early. And 6 might even not sound that crazy early to you, because I know a lot of people who wake up at like 4 or 5 or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. To me, it sounded crazy. I couldn't believe I was doing it. And then now I love it so much. I hop out of bed and I'm excited about it. I can't even believe it. And I've completely changed my identity as not a morning person. Like, why did I hang on to that so tight? Because being a morning person is awesome. I love it. Okay. So anyway, that's a subject for a different day. The point is this morning. So what we do on these calls is we call it, well, Tyson calls it inherent tuning. And so basically it's like meditation, prayer, getting intentional about our day, just kind of receiving revelation on whatever, not necessarily like, I think we thought we were starting it for our businesses, but it's just about anything and everything, and just kind of who am I and what am I doing today? It's basically like when I'm on task, that's what I call it. Then I'm focused on that. But usually I'm just like off in left field is what I call it, and thinking about whatever I'm thinking about. But it's just awesome to have time to slow down, right? Because my day used to start when the kids woke up, and it was not slow, and it did not end. It was not slow all day and even all night, because I have 2 diabetics. That means and a newborn. There was like a lot going on at night too. Luckily, those have like mellowed out, the baby and the diabetics, and I'm getting good night's sleep before I wake up at crazy 6 a.m., which is why it was the perfect time for this new season of life. Anyway, point is, this morning on the 6 a.m. call, which Tyson has not missed one, even when his wife had a baby 2 days ago. So we met at 6 a.m. Then he took his wife to the hospital. She had a baby. He came home to stay with his other daughters, and then was there at 6 a.m. the next day while his wife was at the hospital with the baby. And then the next day he had the baby with him at home. It's like even having a baby doesn't keep you from prayer and meditation and getting intentional about your day. So this morning he showed us his baby on the Zoom call, and I lost it. People. Like, I was bawling my brains out and having so many emotions, and I didn't even know what they were. Okay. And so I was like, I guess I'm going to spend today's inherent tuning figuring out what that's all about. And so I started writing, because that's what we do, is we write. Well, whatever, we can do whatever we want, but I write. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so let's explore the burst of emotions I saw. Maybe I won't redo this whole thing, but the gist is that I was feeling some shame mixed in with sadness. So I'll admit I'm sad that the baby phase is over, and I'll admit I love babies, and shame that I think I wasted those days not liking it. But I know that's not true. I loved it, and it was 50-50, and I can choose now how to look back on it, just like the dating phase. I loved it and I hated it. It was 50-50, and I can choose now how I want to look at it looking back. So life is in phases for some reason. It's all present to God. In the eternities, I can relive through eternal memory. And that's what I wrote down in the few minutes of time that we have to like write and ponder and things. So then we go into breakout rooms and we get together with another coach and we talk about what we just experienced. And I told her like the gist of that, like saw baby, lost it, explored why I lost it, wrapped it all up in a pretty ribbon bow. Is kind of the summary of what happened. Like I told her, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like in my description of it, I said it's fine like 7 times. So she pointed that out to me. And I'm like, oh, whoa. Because I have an it's fine friend that she has like crazy trials, so many things going on in her life all the time. And she always puts on this adorable, beautiful, happy, smiley face and says, it's fine. It's fine. And we're all like, it's not fine. Everything is crumbling down around you. And she says, it's fine. And so it's fine is kind of a Band-Aid thought, right? That it makes us feel better. We're like, it's okay. It's all part of the plan. Like I share with you Band-Aid thoughts all day long, and go ahead and put them on because it helps you feel better. And we want to feel better, and there's nothing wrong with that. So feel better. I tied it all up in this pretty ribbon bow this morning. I was like, blah, 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 blah. And it's fine. Tied it up in an it's fine bow. Like my little download right there didn't say it's fine anywhere. But when I kind of repeated back to her, like just playing back the experience that I had, it was covered in it's fines. and it's fine. Life's 50-50 and it's fine. And I know that's a lie, so it's fine. All the things, right? So, I just got lost in, if you're lost because life coaching is not like your lingo, then all of this might be like a little lost, but that's okay. Just hang with me. The point is that if we want to feel better and our feelings come from our thoughts, and we come up with a new thought and then we feel better, and that's great. And she pointed out that under all those band-aids, there's still a seeping wound. Like maybe there's a sliver in there you want to pull out. Maybe you need antibiotics. Maybe you need to like go to the hospital and have them like professionally clean this out. There's like some sort of healing that needs to happen, and you're just covering it up with it's fine. And I can clearly see that in my friend who's like, it's fine, while the world is tumbling around her. I'm like, oh, sweetie, like, go ahead with your band-aids. And when you're ready, I can help you if you want to like clean out some of those wounds. But we don't want to. Like, we want to just live our life. So I get it if you don't want life coaching because you're like, I don't want to rip off my band-aid and clean out the seeping, eeping wound. Like, that doesn't sound like fun. And so that's fine. It's all fine. It really is. It's all good. It's fine. And we've lived a life that's full of wounds. And if you want to go back and look at them, it might just be a splinter that we can like rip out easy, no problem. It might be a little more painful than that. It might be fun. Like, coaching is not terrible. It's not miserable. And I'm there and I'm fun. And so it's a good time. And so it's like, it's like there can be like anesthesia, right? And so, in fact, that's pretty good because I love like hypnotherapy. Really good. Anyway, the point is, there's lots of options for cleaning out your wounds. Maybe you do need therapy. Maybe you want hypnotherapy. So it's like you have anesthesia. Maybe you just need some coaching, right? And I'm a coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm for sure not a hypnotherapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm a coach. A coach, it's like you're playing a game of basketball and there's a coach on the side that sees a different perspective of the game than you. Then, like, you know what a coach is. Come on. And so like all the athletes have coaches. They're amazing and they're great at it. So you're amazing and great at your life. It doesn't mean that you're in shambles and you need therapy. It means you're great. You're amazing. You're a professional athlete and you need a coach because they all do for some reason. Let's think about why that is. Because it's a different perspective. You're in your life. You're in the game. And when, like my friend this morning pointed out, that's a lot of its fines. I'm like, ooh, yeah. Like you just need somebody with a different perspective to look at your brain because you're in your own brain all the time. And so a coach can see it from the outside in and see what kind of lenses you're wearing and help you like remove them if you want, keep your rose colored glasses on to enjoy your life, or rip them off and see a different perspective and be like, ooh, it's not rose colored. It's white. It's beautiful. I wish I could flip the camera around for you to see my view because it is white Christmas out there and it is beautiful. Anyway, the point is, Band-Aid thoughts are fine. It's fine to feel fine. And whenever anyone says fine, I always think of the Italian job where fine stands for freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. That doesn't sound so fine. And so it's good, right? Good is the word I like to use on this podcast. It really is. It's all good. And it can always be better. It can always be worse and it can always be better, right? Dr. Paul Jenkins. Is it the 15th yet? No, I think it's the 14th still. What day is it? Yeah, it's the 14th. Tomorrow, people, tomorrow, go to Paul Jenkins's podcast, which again, I can't remember, Living on Purpose. And an episode, whatever number it is that comes out tomorrow is supposed to be my episode, my chat with him. He was on my podcast a couple back. Go listen to that, where he shares his message, but I share my message on his. Super exciting. His podcast is so good. It's so good. I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's so good. Dr. Paul Jenkins. I think it's Living on Purpose something. Anyway. Oh, so good. Like my mind's blown with the thoughts of the things that I've learned from him. Okay. So I don't even remember where I got on that tangent. That it can always be better and it can always be worse. Your brain is always going to do that. It's going to judge. It's just a function of the brain. That's fine. But it is good. You are good. You can always be better. You could definitely be worse. You are good. Okay. Now, if you want to feel better, because you can always feel better, you can change your Band-Aid thought, and that's fine. It's good. It's good. It's fine. Okay. But if you want to dig down under the Band-Aid and do some healing work, that's what a coach is for. When I say healing, I'm like, that's what a therapist is for. So I'm not going to claim to heal all your childhood wounds, even though I know that that's what the work is. Like, that's really what we need to do. We need to reparent ourselves, they call it, because just living life, if you had perfect parents, which doesn't exist, but even if you did, you'd be wounded, because then you would think, I need to live up to this expectation of how perfect they are. And I can't, because I'm a human. So they're wounding thoughts. Okay. So we like to think of sin as not sin, but wounds, right? And Christ's atonement helps us heal the wounds. So really, as a coach, what I do is I'm a conduit. I just want to help you tap in to the vastness and the richness of the atonement of Jesus Christ. Like, really get Jesus into your life to help you with your life. Okay. So I feel like Christ is like the ultimate life coach, and I'm just sort of like doing my little part, however he tells me to help him, to help you to tap into him. Okay. That is the whole point. Okay. So if you want healing, that doesn't come from a therapist either. Healing really comes from Jesus Christ. So if you're into believing that, and like, that's true, but it's like, but how? Like, how was always the big question that I always asked. I would teach Relief Society, right? How? Really huge on the board, because it's like, great lesson. Yeah, but how? And so I found tools that answer that question, and I would love to share them with you. So I'm a free Zoom chat away. I would love to do some free coaching this year. I want to do 365 free coaching sessions this year. That's my New Year's resolution. It's official. I just said it out loud. So if you want to get coached for free, go to dropthewar.com/appointments, sign up for a free Zoom chat. That's what I call it. It's for sure not a consult. I'm not going to try to sell you on anything. No strings attached. No pretty red bows attached. It's just a free coaching session. So I'm going to do 365 of them this year. If I get through that many in January, then sweet, New Year's resolution handled. I can set a new goal. But anyway, I would love to coach you. I don't know if I've explained what coaching is. It doesn't matter. The point is, I'm a good time. So hop on a Zoom call with me. It's not scary. It's not seeping wounds, yucky. It's just fun. It's a good time. And I know what my juju juice is. Did you listen to that episode with Zill? Like, when I am getting my chat on with girlfriends, that fills my cup like nothing else. And so that's all it is. I'm like, hey, people, if you need a friend, I'm here. I need you. That fills up my cup so that I can get back to my life. It's a great win-win situation for everybody. So free coaching calls this year. 365 of them. Which number are you going to be? dropthewar.com/appointments. Let's do it. So fun. Let me just read these notes real quick. Make sure I said everything I was going to say on this podcast. Okay. So Band-Aid thoughts and ribbon. I was going to call the episode Band-Aid thoughts, but then I changed my mind to Band-Aids and ribbon bows. Okay. Is that what makes it feel better? Right? That's what I had just said to my daughter. So I wrote it down. Is that what makes it feel better? A Band-Aid? Does a Band-Aid make it feel better? And then I'm like, okay, to feel better. And then if you want, you can get the splinter out, or antibiotics for infection, or even set a bone. Oh yeah, I didn't use that metaphor. Okay, so we'll put it on a Band-Aid thought. That'll help it feel better. And if that's all you want, great. If you want to dig deeper, get a splinter out. If you need antibiotics for the infection, or if you want to set a bone later, that's good too. Great. But for now, it's okay to just feel better. Speed coaching. Oh, versus deep dive coaching. That's what I was going to talk about. It's all good. So speed coaching is what I call what like Jody Moore does in her program, because she's got this huge coaching program. You get on a call with her, like, and there's like, you don't even know how many until you get on the call. Then you can see how many people are on the call, and then you get extra nervous because all those people are listening. But it's just you and her on a Zoom call, right? With 1,000 people listening. With me, it's just literally just you and me. I'm not even going to hit record to like analyze later, nothing. Like, it's just you and me. But anyway, she only talks to you for like 15 or 20 minutes, or one of her coaches that works for her. And I call that speed coaching, because like 15 minutes is not very long. I've gone on way longer than 15 minutes here, which I need to get off. Actually, I have another appointment. But what what are we talking about? Speed coaching. Yeah, it's really good. And it's really entertaining. I love to just listen to it because Jody's got thoughts that are just like, they blow your mind. And you're like, oh, this is so good. Yes, I feel better. And so she's like, here, give me a problem. Here's a new thought. Take it, go. And you feel better. And you're like on top of the world. And then people come back and they're like, I'm having a hard time with it not sticking. Like, that's because it's a Band-Aid thought. And that's fine. Band-Aid thoughts are great. And there's my reminder in my next call. And it's awesome. Like, I'm definitely not dogging on that coaching model because I love it. Like, I'm obsessed with it. I listen to every call, and I have for many, many years, and I'm totally obsessed, and it's awesome. And there's another kind of coaching, which I call deep dive coaching, which I'm not the only one who calls it that. Like Bev Aaron herself, that's what she calls her advanced coach certification, which I haven't done. So I don't know if what I'm calling deep dive is the same thing she calls deep dive. But anyway, the point is that you go like, you know, further, more layers, more like body work, more breathing, more what does it feel like, more processing emotions, less just like Band-Aid thoughts, you know, which Band-Aid thoughts are so fun and they're great and they have a place. And there's also deeper coaching. So at the Life Coach School, you learn how to do a 45-minute coaching session. My coaching package is 20 minutes. And so it's kind of like, because I'm a fan of the speed coaching, right? And we're busy moms, like to set aside a whole 45 minutes, like without kids interrupting and all the things, like that's just unrealistic for my niche, right? Like, I'm a busy mom, you're a busy mom. Let's get on a call, 20 minutes, quick Band-Aid thoughts, let's go. But if you need more than that, I'm up for that too. 365 options this year to get on and get a real deep dive coaching session if that's what you want, or whatever. It's all up for grabs. The point is, it's all good. And so whatever you need, I'm here. Take me up on it because of my New Year's resolution. Help me actually keep a resolution for once in my life. Anyway, okay. Love you. Got to get on my other call. And thanks for listening. If you want to watch, it's on Spotify. Thanks for watching. You can see my cheetah shirt and my, is this cheetah print? I don't know, because it looks different than this, but it sort of coordinates. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you next time. Believe you are a good mom, because then you will be, and you are, and you always have been, and then you'll live into who you've always been. It's magic. Let's work on it together. Droptheword.com/appointments. Okay, bye.